In life, I have met people who need to take certain medications because of illness of the body and mind. For example, strong painkillers, sedatives, antidepressants, medications for mental illness, and similar drugs. They cannot function without such medications, and yet they often want to be free from suffering, seek relief. They are often addicted to medications because they need them. This is becoming a huge specialty. This is becoming huge, especially in the West. Is it possible for such people who need medication to attain self-realization or God?
Of course it is, because that is, diseases of body and mind come according to destiny. The medicines for these diseases also come according to destiny. We are not this body and mind. All problems arise because we identify ourselves with this body and mind. Yes, when this body is born, it inevitably, sooner or later, well, some people live the whole life without getting any major illness, but most of us undergo illness of some form or another, either physical illness or mental illness. And we happen to live in a day and age when there are all sorts of sophisticated treatments and medicines and everything. Of course, these medicines don't solve all the problems, but we are fortunate to live in an age where at least medical science is developed to the extent it's developed. Of course, it's not perfect. It will never be perfect. But so if a disease comes to us, whether to our body or to our mind, and if there's an appropriate medicine for that, no wrong in taking that medicine. But none of these medicines are going to solve the root problem, which is our identification with this body and mind. So if we want to be free from the identification with this body and mind, the only medicine is this medicine of self-investigation and self-surrender. So just because, yes, there are certain people, they have certain mental conditions for which they need to take certain drugs, but that doesn't stop them turning their attention within. They still are aware I am. So if I have heard certain would-be gurus who tell people, in fact, I won't mention his name, but there's a very well-known guru nowadays who apparently says, but if you take any psychiatric drugs, any drugs for mental illness, you cannot develop a soul, and so there's no hope of salvation. This is absolute nonsense. Firstly, we are not here to develop a soul. It's got nothing to do with developing a soul. And these medicines affect the body and mind. They do not affect what we actually are. So in this spiritual path, we are trying to hold on to our being, to what we actually are, to I am. Whether we are taking psychiatric drugs or not, we are always aware I am. We're aware I am in the waking state. We're aware I am in the dream state. We're aware I am in sleep state. So how mind cannot have any impact on this fundamental awareness I am. Because the fundamental awareness I am, as Bhagavan said, it's like the screen in the cinema. But various states of body and mind are like pictures on the screen. So if we're very interested in the pictures in the screen, we will ignore the screen and look only at the pictures. But we are always free to ignore the pictures and to be content only with the screen. Because even when the pictures are appearing on the screen, it's still the screen we're looking at. So if we need to go beneath the surface of this body and mind to what underlies it, which is our own being. So if it's necessary to take drugs for physical illness or for mental illness, by all means take the drugs, but continue the practice of self-investigation and self-surrender. Take it, just like the disease has come according to destiny, according to the medicines also come according to destiny. So that should be our attitude towards these things. We shouldn't be concerned about these things. But our only concern should be to investigate who am I, and thereby to surrender ourselves completely.